I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737-777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 138. And today we're going to talk about journaling. I think this is an idea that maybe you hadn't thought about, especially as it relates to freedom. How can journaling help me to become free, right, in every area of your life? Well, lots of different reasons, but I'm gonna just share a couple ideas with you today. But I've been journaling for well over 20 years, like past 20 years, probably 30 years, right? Like, and the thing is, I still have most of my journals, so I love to go back and look at them and see how I've grown, see where I was at, remember certain situations and things like that. But one of the things that it helps you with is because, see, here's the deal: you get to share your ideas on paper, and it's a chance to talk to yourself. It's a chance to write down your problems. It's a chance to discover what your self-talk is. It's a chance for you to ask and answer yourself on paper, right? Self-awareness, right? These are some powerful things and important things, because if we're not asking ourselves questions, then we're going without answers, right? I mean, think about that. We have questions, but we're not even asking ourselves, right? Let alone asking someone else. So, there's a lot of different reasons why journaling is so powerful. It's a way for you to get your thoughts on paper. It's a way for you to analyze where you are. Um, I talked about it in the relationship episode. It's a good place for you to just get everything out on paper, even if you maybe write a note of what you're feeling and then share it with your partner. That's an idea. Now, I don't share my journal with my wife, but there every now and then I'll read one of my entries, and I'll say, I think she needs to hear where I was at in this place, and so I may read her an entry, right, just to make sure that I can get it all out, because sometimes we may not be the greatest at articulating everything we feel in the best way, right? Because our feelings can sometimes overtake um, what we want to express, right? And that's the thing that journaling does too, is it helps you to express better. It helps you to just get it all out on the table, right? So, one thing Jim Rohn said, one of my favorite mentors and philosophers, is he says, get a journal that you can feel good about. He says, kids ask him, a book why would I buy an expensive book with nothing written in it? And he says, so that I can spend time finding value to fill it up with. And I just thought that was so powerful. He also says, get a journal that is like a very comfortable chair that you just feel good about writing in it, right? And so since then, I've been buying some. I mean, I won't say they're expensive, but some people may say they're inexpensive compared to a composition notebook, because that's what I used to write in, as a composition notebook, until I upgraded and just kind of started to become better in that area. And I used to have a journal for so many different things. I'd have a spiritual journal, I'd have a journal for my relation, and then I decided to just put it all in one book, right? So what I do now, and this is just me, is I have one journal for that period of time until I fill it up, and then I get another journal. But that one journal, I break it down into 7 sections. And by the way, if you want to know what those 7 sections are, I'll share that with you real quick. So I have a spiritual section, I have a family slash marriage section, I have a business slash finance section. I have a miscellaneous section. That's the section where I write how I'm feeling, just what's going on, right? And then I have a personal development section. That's where I take notes on the books that I'm reading because I like to archive. I like to be able to, uh, if I'm studying a book, I want to be able to go back and look at my notes that way, I don't have to go to the book per se, but I can look at my notes and get some key points from that book, right? I also have a section for quotes slash inspirational stories because, in the industry that I'm in and just being a thought leader, it's important for me uh, to put together some really great inspiring quotes and or stories, right? And then number 7 is scriptures, key scriptures that I'm focusing on at the moment or in that period of time. And so I'll say it again: spiritual is number 1, family marriage is number 2, business finance is number 3, miscellaneous is number 4, personal development is number 5, quotes slash inspirational stories is number 6, and scriptures is number 7. So that's hey, it's no right or wrong. That's just how I journal, right? But I love it because I can keep all my thoughts and ideas in one spot. So because I'm the guy who takes notes on the sermon, right? So I got a section for that. I don't want to miss any ideas because I always trust a short pencil over a long-term memory. So, you wanna make sure you can archive those things and so. But again, I love looking back at my old journals and just seeing the growth, seeing who I've become, but also seeing who I was. But I love the self-talk too. I love to see how I'm thinking inside my head when I look at it on paper, right? And so it's an opportunity for me to be vulnerable, right? And just say how I feel, right? Without any apologies, without any judgment. I can just put it all on a piece of paper. And so I encourage you. I encourage you to start journaling, and I encourage you to do this in several different areas, not just one, so that you can unlock some things in your life. But the biggest thing I think that Jim Rohn talked about is is asking yourself those questions. Hey, why did I do that? Right? Or how did I feel when this happened? Or what do I see myself in the next 5 years, and how am I going to get there? Oftentimes, I'll write out a whole plan of how I'm going to get there, and then I can look back and say, hey, that plan didn't work. Let's do another plan, right? And then so it's just it's almost like a blueprint for my life. It's so much, and so much more I can share on it. And I probably will come back and share more. But just wanted to do a short episode today and just talk about journaling because I just think it's a great aspect of your life that some people probably are missing. You probably journal, right? And I know one thing I do in my journals a lot of times is I write what I'm grateful for. A lot of times I write my goals over and over and over. I know Grant Cardone says, show me somebody who writes their goals every day and show me somebody who doesn't. And I guarantee you, the one that writes them down every day is going to hit them because it's constantly on their mind, right? And so I think that's another powerful thought. Now, I have done that. I've gotten a little bit away from it. So, even for me, I don't get everything right, right? So, and neither will you. And by the way, that's okay. Like, there's so many ideas, there's so many thoughts, there's so many things that we can do to move toward the lifestyle that we desire. And the goal is just to take a few ideas. Maybe I might share some with you that you may catch, and somebody else may share some ideas that you may catch, and then hopefully that can move you closer to where you want to be. But prayerfully, I've shared some ideas on this podcast and all the episodes that continue to grow you, stretch you, form you into the person you want to be, and move you closer to the desires that you have in terms of freedom, because my wish for you is to be able to do what you feel like you're called to do without consulting a boss or your bank account. That's my sole mission, is for that to be the case for you, right? Like the Father says, "Hey, I need you in this country for a couple weeks." Boom, you on a plane, not even thinking about the cost, not even thinking about the time. And by the way, hey, you might even be able to bring your family with you, right? Because you all have freedom. And that's the key, folks. That's the key, is I want us to think bigger. I saw a quote today that said, I don't just think outside the box, I live outside the box. And I think that's a powerful, powerful quote. And I think it's something we should all strive for, is not to just live the status quo average life, right? Like I go to work, I come home, I eat dinner, I watch a little TV, I go to sleep, and I get up and do it all over again. We can live so much better than that, right? Not saying that that's a bad life, but what if there was a better life, right? A better life of purpose, a better life where we can um, contribute more and impact more, and that's the whole goal, folks. So I appreciate you all for listening to this episode 138. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Code Freedom, the community group. Also, don't forget to screenshot this episode and tag me on it on Instagram or wherever you follow me. And I can't wait to give you a shout out, because I'm going to start giving some prizes for the people who do it. And by the way, we appreciate all that you all do, and we'll see you all over the top. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.